because at the time we were trying to build a new category. Nobody had really heard of energy drinks before. And that's kind of similar with what we're trying to do with cans, build a new category, which we call the not sweet category. Hi, Martina. It's nice to be on the couch. It's very soft and bouncy, so I'm enjoying myself. Well, over there is cans. Basically, just to talk about the product, it's sparkling alpine water from Austria with some real fruit in it. There's no sugar, apart from the sugar from the real fruit, which is teeny tiny. There's no sweeteners, and there's nothing else in it apart from some bubbles. And I think part of the strength of the drink is really what's not in there as much as what is in there. So if anyone wants to try it, then the team over there will happily give you 1 or 2 or 3 cans, as many as you like. So
cool. So we heard a little bit about cans, but maybe let's talk a little bit about you and how you got part of the team, or what the story behind the brand is.
Yeah, okay. So maybe starting with myself, my history is dominated really by Red Bull. So I started with Red Bull in 1999, which shows my age a little bit. I started as a student brand manager. I was actually one of the first student brand managers in the UK at the time. It was Red Bull, I think, was only in about 5 markets at that time, but really about to take off. And it was quite interesting because at the time we were trying to build a new category. Nobody had really heard of energy drinks before. And that's kind of similar with what we're trying to do with cans, build a new category, which we call the not sweet category. So I'll come on to that in a little bit. But personally, my journey with Red Bull was really good. I enjoyed every moment of it. I was 16 years in different roles in the UK and out of Prague, globally, working in Fushelemse, traveling all over the world. So it was a great time. I even got to spend some time with Mr. Mateschitz in different meetings, who was really inspirational character and somebody that has really guided me in many ways in terms of what I do. But I think in 2020, everybody, came across COVID, and we all spent a lot of time at home. And I think we probably got, at first, a little bit less healthy than we were before COVID. So I wasn't moving as much. I wasn't eating as well as I should have done. And so I kind of got to the point of like, okay, I'll do a bit more reading. And I started to read about sugar, and I started to read about sweeteners and the effects of those things on your health, and also the effects of alcohol and stuff. And I said, okay, I'm going to try to avoid sugar. I'm going to try to avoid sweeteners. And when we were allowed to go back out into the world, and I went to cafes or bars or whatever, what I found was that there was no real choice for me. I mean, I could drink water, sure, tea, coffee. I love coffee, but sort of after 1 or 2, you don't really want to have a coffee. So there wasn't really something you could drink that you enjoyed, with some variety of flavor that was interesting. And actually, at the same time, I was working, running another company with one of my co-founders, Jan. And Jan is a really amazing creative guy. And he's really good school friends with a guy called Yada. And Yada has a great story as well, separate from mine. He created the game Beat Saber, which was bought by Meta. And he'd also come to the same conclusion, but separately from me, and had the idea of creating this drink. So we all met up, thanks to Jan, kind of connecting us. And we had dinner, and we talked about it, and we said, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's give it a go. And here we are on the couch.
So how long ago is that the 3 of you had this steak dinner, I think you said, and then you came about the flavors and everything?
I think that's about just over 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So there was then quite a lot of working in the evenings, working on the weekends, initially as a bit of a fun project. We didn't think, okay, this is going to turn into what it has so far. Mm-hmm. And then August 23, right? So we're in 24 now. I always get mixed up. We launched in the Czech Republic, which is, we're all based in Prague, so it made sense. It's a market we all know, and it's a really good test market. It's quite a good representation of what a European market looks like in general. And so we launched in August. And what I can say is that it's gone really well. We've launched already now in Slovakia. We launched in Germany 3 weeks ago, I think.
So really new
Yeah,
kid
so
on
really
the block.
new kid on the block, exactly. And we're just about to sell our first 1 million cans, so that's also a nice milestone that we're reaching.
So can you tell us a bit more about, you have an energy drink background, but it's not an energy drink, so what's in there?
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, as I said, it's pure alpine sparkling spring water from the Austrian Alps. It's not too far from Attersee, this kind of area. So really good, high quality water, no microplastics, etc. And we take real fruit from the farms where we source it, which is mostly organic. And we put a few drops of that basically into each can with some bubbles, and that's it. So, yeah, not much in it in a sense, but it's more about what's not in there. I mean, I did some research of all the things you can find in soft drinks in general, and the list is huge, and some of the words are very long, and I don't even know what some of them are and what they do. And I think people are starting to wake up to, reading labels. I mean, it's quite interesting that I didn't read any labels 15 years ago, 10 years ago, but now I go in a supermarket and I read everything.
Yeah.
And I think people are becoming more aware of, that there's a lot of unnecessary stuff
in there.
Added sugars and sweeteners and things.
So you have 3 different flavors.
Yes.
What are they, and how did you pick them? I mean, it's hard.
Okay.
I mean, so are they your favorites?
So it was very scientific at the beginning. What we did was we created some different flavors that we thought we would like, and then we liked 2 of them, so that's the ones we made. And the idea behind that was a little bit that, if people didn't like them, at the end of the day, it was a drink that we liked, and we were going to drink it. So we produced them, and the worst case scenario was we had a drink that we liked that we could drink ourselves. So that's how we started. And actually, what we found doing it that way is that everyone else seems to like it as well. So I think it's also an interesting point in terms of consumer research that actually, yes, it's valuable, but sometimes you also have to go with your gut and be determined. The apple and elderflower was interesting. We then did an event where we invited 100 friends.
So that was the last of the 3,
that
right?
Was the last of the 3.
We started lime and the cherry?
Yeah, the lemon lime first and the cherry. They were the first 2. Then we said, let's make another one for the summer, new flavor. And we created 4 or 5 flavors, and we did a kind of tasting. People were trying them in wine glasses. It was a fun night. And we gave everyone the choice to pick a colored ball that represented the flavor. And then they had to walk up some stairs and drop it in the pipe, And at the end of the night, the apple and elderflower, there was just way more balls in there than all the other flavors. So we made that one.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you have 3 flavors now. What's next? Are there new flavors coming?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that's important to us in terms of building the non-sweet category is also offering options across categories, like in terms of, if you think about Coca-Cola, right? They give you water, they give you Fanta, they give you Sprite, they've got juices, they've got something for everything. They've got energy drinks. So I think our ambition is to be that for non-sweet drinks. So you will see from us definitely some more flavors coming, but you'll also see from us other categories coming.
Is there a sports drink coming, maybe? Because we are sports.
Yeah, for sure. There's something that will definitely help in that direction. I think what you'll see from us is like drinks that you can just drink every day, not necessarily like high-end performance. I would say that we're not necessarily the performance running shoe, but we're more like the lifestyle trainer you wear after the run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's our space, and that's where we want to be. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you said just before that you launched in Germany now. Are there any other markets coming that you're planning?
Yes, for sure. We're actually quite busy. So we already have teams in the UK and the US, and the UK would launch in February or March. And in the US, we will kick off in a sort of small way in 3 cities from May. So by next year we'll be in 5 markets and 3 really major ones with Germany, UK, and the US. So
cool.
exciting times.
So I have to ask you, you didn't tell me before, but I try it again now. Which one is your favorite flavor?
My favorite. No, well...
I know you don't want to say it, but maybe now you can say it.
No, but the truth is that I really love all of them, and I just like... What I like is switching between them. That's my favorite thing, is like not drinking the same thing all the time. I like the variety. So I'm really looking forward to when we have more product types and product flavors. Because I just love variety. I like, I get bored easily. I need something new all the time. So for me, I like switching.
Okay. You also told me that you guys are really thinking in the sustainability direction as well, also with microplastics and where you get your water from.
Yes.
And can you expand on that a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been in the press quite a lot. There have been a lot of studies about microplastics in the water supply. Also, plastic bottles, they leach microplastics. So the filling process brings microplastics. The reverse osmosis process of municipal water brings microplastics. So that's partly why we use cans, because you don't get the same problem. And that's also why we source alpine spring water. And actually, for our US source, it took 9 months to find a microplastic-free source. It was actually very, very hard.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I think people don't realize the issue here. I think it's probably something that's coming in the future that will be more highlighted. But we worked really hard to find microplastic-free natural spring water. So.
Okay, I see. So you're still working on that for the different markets?
Yeah, we have the source in Europe, like in Austria. We have a source now in the US, which took 9 months to find. There's actually only 5 places in the US, and it's a huge country, where you can find microplastic-free either spring or artesian water. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe if we wrap it up now, you said you wanted to sing a karaoke song.
Yeah.
No.
What would you like to sing?
I don't know. Don't put me on the spot. Maybe we wrap it up in a different way.
Okay.
Where can we, if I want to try cans, obviously I can try and sample it throughout the show, right?
For sure.
You're
we're here
all days?
all 3 days, so come and find us whenever you like.
And how else, if I want to buy it afterwards, I can find it online, right?
Yeah, so
and
at
in retail?
cans.com, you can find it at the moment. I think it's also going to be on Amazon from next week. And there are a number of retailers that the team are talking to. So I think in the next weeks and months, you will start to see the product actually on physical shelves, as we have in all other markets. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for your time on the couch here.
Yeah,
and
it was nice.
if you want to sing something, maybe everybody else wants to. Any requests? No requests. Nobody wants to hear us sing. Well, we have to stop then.
I would have sung. Anyway, thank you, Martina.
Thank you so
really
much
nice.
as well for taking the time. And I still have to find out what my favorite flavor is. So I'll tell you later.
Yeah, let me know. Thank you.
I will.
Thanks.